I'm getting good intelligence report on daily basis. What they want is to make sure that this administration fails. We will treat them in the language they understand.
After 42 attacks on INEC officers since 2019, President Buhari says enough is enough. Peace returns to Kauran Namoda. Governor Bello Muhammad suspends Emir, sacks political appointees.
Because of the sheer enormity of the achievements, the documentary will be aired in 3 parts and will run for several months.
Insecurity cannot overshadow President Buhari's 6 years track record. Information Minister recalls positives. Plus, good news for oil producing economies as barrel price of crude oil hits over $70 in 2 years. Hello, good evening and welcome to NTN Network News. I am Joseph Johnson. Hingunu John Adams joins me from Lagos. Let's begin by telling you that the federal government has issued a stern warning to those bent on destroying the country through promoting insurrection and burning down critical national assets, that a rude shock awaits them, and very soon too. President Muhammadu Buhari gave the warning after receiving a briefing from INEC chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu on series of attacks on facilities of the electoral body around the country. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has the report.
I'm getting good intelligence report on daily basis. What they want is to make sure that this administration fails.
President Muhammadu Buhari was emphatic that having swore by what he believes in to run the country according to the constitution, nothing will be left to chance in protecting and defending Nigeria's interests.
Whoever wanted diversion or destruction of the system at this point, I think will soon have the shock of their lives. We have given them enough latitude. They have made their case. They just wanted to destroy the country. Simple. We will treat them in the language they understand.
The president described as unfortunate that insecurity in Nigeria is now mentioned all over the world, attributing it to serious acts of sabotage occasioned by craze for political power. He said those misbehaving in certain parts of the country are obviously too young to know the travails and loss of lives that characterized the Nigerian civil war, which lasted 30 months.
We have done our best to change the service chiefs and the IG. We allow them time to go around, make necessary changes for them to be firmly in charge. We'll try and give them the resources they require, and we will demand security sooner than later.
President Buhari also touched on the dangers posed to future elections in the country by the banning of INEC facilities, promising that the federal government will respond appropriately.
I assure you that I will be willing to make sure we meet all your demands so that no excuse can be given for any failure.
INEC chairman Professor Mahmood Yakubu had informed the president that so far 42 cases of attacks on INEC offices have been recorded nationwide since the last general elections, especially in the last 7 months. He said from the pattern and frequency of the attacks, they appear to be targeted at future elections. The intention, the INEC chairman believes, is to incapacitate the commission, undermine the nation's democracy, and precipitate a national crisis. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
And President Muhammadu Buhari has implored the new envoys posted to Nigeria on tour of duty to be accurate in their assessment of the country while reporting to their home governments. This, he said, will go a long way in achieving greater understanding and cooperation between Nigeria and their countries. The president stated this while addressing the envoys shortly after formally assuming official responsibilities in Nigeria. Again, State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has details.
The new envoys who are in the State House to present their letters of credence are Mr. Yanko Yudanu of Bulgaria, Chui Jiangchung of the People's Republic of China, and Muhammad Tayyab Azan of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. Others were Hidayat Bayraktar of the Republic of Turkey and Valery Kirdoda of Ukraine. Addressing the new envoy shortly after, President Muhammadu Buhari said the bilateral relations between Nigeria and their respective countries are most cordial, but more still needs to be done towards enhancing these fraternal ties.
The need for greater unity of purpose and concerted efforts to address our common challenges, such as climate change, terrorism, insurgency, population growth, especially their catastrophic impacts, cannot be underestimated. These challenges underscore the need for the international community to work even more in concert with each other to collectively identify appropriate ways and manners to globally resolve these challenges.
The president said his administration will not only cooperate with the new envoys in fulfilling their mandates, but engage them more effectively towards enhancing Nigeria's collective interests with their countries.
As we are all aware, the pre-coronavirus era was already faced with the challenges of attaining sustainable development. Some countries were even faced with additional challenges like securing their territorial integrity against violent non-state actors. The unprecedented crisis brought by the coronavirus pandemic has now caused far more serious setbacks to our quests for sustainable development. Hence the need for international cooperation and collaboration to fight the disease, as no country is immune from its devastating effects on lives and livelihoods.
President Buhari urged the new envoys to strive towards building on the successes achieved by their predecessors as a matter of priority. The Bulgarian ambassador to Nigeria, Yanko Yudanov, who responded on their behalf, conveyed to President Muhammadu Buhari the best wishes of their respective heads of state and their desire to deepen and expand bilateral relations with Nigeria in critical economic sectors.
Our countries have continuously considered Nigeria close friends on the African continent. It is in this regard that we are determined to further build on the bond of friendship and partnership, to further enhance the existing forms of cooperation, and to further develop new initiatives in the areas of common interest. We are confident in your support, Mr. President, to these efforts, and we are entirely sure that the future of our cooperation will be one of further progress and prosperity.
All the new ambassadors and a high commissioner were earlier on arrival at Nigeria's seat of government treated to a befitting welcome as part of the age-long tradition and practice enshrined in the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Let's turn to the National Assembly now, because President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawan, has described the relationship between Nigeria and Niger Republic as deep socio-economic ties, which must be sustained. He was speaking when he granted audience to the Speaker of the Parliament of Niger Republic, Seini Umaru, where they reaffirmed commitment of both parliaments towards developing of sub-regions, especially the ECOWAS Parliament.
We should continue to be determined that this war with the insurgents is something that our countries can win, and we should continue to support each other. If insurgents would attack Niger from this part of the region, we should be able to contain them, and the same thing. And we have been doing that very well for Nigeria. We are also aware that we have some of our nationals in Niger in IDP camps. We are doing everything possible to ensure that we bring them back.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has written to the Senate requesting the confirmation of the appointment of Major General Farouk Yahaya as Chief of Army Staff. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nkwo reports.
The 2 weeks break for Senate zonal public hearings on constitutional review is over and senators are back to the chamber. Plenary commenced with President of the Senate Ahmed Lawan reading presidential request for the confirmation of the new Chief of Army Staff.
The appointment of Major General Farouk Yahaya as the Chief of Army Staff of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
And after that, the Senate considered and passed 2 bills for third reading. The Teaching Hospital for Modibo Adama University, Yola, sponsored by Senator Aishatu Dahiru, and Federal University of Technology, Ilaro, Ogun State, establishment bills, sponsored by Senator Solomon Adiola. The bill seeking to establish the National Emergency Medical Services Agency, sponsored by Senator Ibrahim Oloriabe, passed second reading. Senate is to investigate the causes of increasing incidents of gas explosion in Nigeria, especially Ogun State. This is sequent on a motion by Senator Ibikule Amosun, while Senator Sabi Abdullahi drew the attention of the Senate to the increasing cases of insecurity in Niger State and the recent abduction of 200 school children in the state. Leader of the Senate, Yahaya Abdullahi, drew the attention of the Senate to the boat accident that claimed the lives of over 100 persons in Wara, Kebbi State, on Wednesday, 26th of May, 2021, and called on authorities to provide relief materials to families of victims and to review inland waterways operations in the country.
To step up the clamping down on illegal roadside retailers of liquefied petroleum gas, LPG.
And urge the security agencies to please do whatever they can to bring this spate of attacks under control.
The legislators paid tribute to late former Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Ibrahim Atahiru, and called for the naming of a military structure in his honor. Late Ahmed Gulag, whom the Deputy President of the Senate, Ovie Omar Gege, said was engaged by the Senate Ad hoc Committee on the ongoing constitutional review. They also paid tribute to late Abdullahi Jada, a former federal commissioner from Adamawa State, who died on the 24th of May 2021. Senate was inundated with calls for 1 minute silence as the legislators rose 7 times in honor of these and other Nigerians who died in the last 2 weeks. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
In the meantime, Nigerians from the Northeast are advocating for a constitution with a framework that would guarantee every region, groups and individuals have specific rights and freedom that assure the protection and promotion of human dignity, equality and liberty. These submissions were made at the Northeast Zonal Constitution Review for Bauchi, Borno and Yobe states in Bauchi. Mahmoud Ibn Muhammad reports.
Labor and minimum wage will be retained on the exclusive legislative lists.
Governors are the chief security officers of their respective states, yet they have no control over the chief law enforcement officers of their states, which includes commissioners of police.
We start with the gender equality, increased participation of women and vulnerable groups in government.
These are some of the opinions and submissions of the people from Bauchi, Borno and Yobe states expected to avail Nigerians the opportunity to make submissions on issues of interest. The public hearing and conclusion will provide a framework to the National Assembly to prioritize such issues to enhance the welfare and security of citizens.
The divergent views are also to be debated in order to build consensus that can, at the end of the day, be generally accepted for the betterment and strengthening of those challenges to suit our peculiarities and realities.
Nigeria needs a constitution that serves the interests of the people.
At the end of it all, it is hoped that controversial matters will be given due consideration in Bauchi. Mahmoud Ibn Muhammad, NTA News.
Still staying with legislative matters, reduction in the cost of governance, scrapping of moribund ministries, departments and agencies, both at the federal and state levels, devolution of power and establishment of state police were the issues highlighted at the Southwest Zonal Public Hearing of the House of Representatives on the review of the 1999 Constitution holding in Akure, Ondo State. Olubukola Aduwo has the details.
Ondo State Governor, represented by his deputy, Lucky Ayedatiwa, said Nigerians clamor for a constitution that meets their realistic expectations, hence the need to reduce the cost of governance and shift attention to quality service delivery. He said the country should drop the bicameral structure of the National Assembly and proposed the adoption of a unicameral legislature. This, he noted, will address many fundamental issues being clamored for in the Constitution review.
The establishment of state police will go a long way to reduce the present situation we have in the country. Security is local.
The chairman of the committee, Peter Akpatasin, said to achieve any meaningful development in the country, the laws should be critically looked into with a view to ensuring unity, progress and prosperity of Nigerians.
Our desire is to produce a constitution that meets the expectation of Nigerian people.
Stakeholders brought to the fore the issues of financial autonomy for local government councils and devolution of power, among other issues. In Akure, Olubukola Aduwo, NTA News.
You're watching NTA Network News. Let's bring you some messages. We have plenty more for you when we return. Join us again.
Blueprint Newspapers is 10. To celebrate this landmark, the Blueprint 10th Anniversary and Impact Series Awards comes up on Thursday, 3rd June 2021. Time 10 a.m. Venue Congress Hall, Transcorp Hilton, Abuja. Chairman of the occasion, Distinguished Senator Ahmed Ibrahim Lawan, President of the Senate. Special guest, His Excellency Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, former President and recipient, icon of democracy in Africa. Guest speaker, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, Chairman, Independent National Electoral Commission. Royal Father of the Day is Royal Highness Dr. Yahaya Abubakar Etsunupe. Chief Host, Alhaji Muhammad Idris Malagi Kakaki Nupe, Chairman, CEO, Blueprint Newspapers Limited. Other recipients will include governors and ministers. Attendance is strictly by invitation. Blueprint Newspapers, for truth and justice.
Please keep an eye on Jenny.
Oh, that's all right.
Uncle Paul, look! I want to be a pilot when I grow up.
That's good. I've always wanted to be friends with a pilot.
Uncle Paul, what's your job?
I help people understand things.
Like a teacher?
Almost. I help explain to mummies and daddies what they can do with their money. I help people build stuff. And I'm always there when they are happy and when they are sad. I help people grow all kinds of things.
You're a farmer!
Not quite. I help people keep and grow their money so later they come back when it's bigger for themselves.
You're a magician!
Just like a pilot, I help people move from where they are to where they want to be.
Thank you, Uncle Paul.
Pilot.
ARM. Invested in your tomorrow.
He's falling sick so frequently, either fever or stomachache. I keep him away from junk food.
He also feeds me apples. She says an apple a day keeps...
If you want to keep germs away, then also wash your hands regularly with Dettol soap.
Meaning?
Germs and disease spread through the hand also. For this, use Dettol soap. Dettol protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Dettol soap is endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association. Be Dettol sure.
The chairman and members of the Senate Committee on the Review of the 1999 Constitution invites the general public, government functionaries, sociocultural organizations, political parties, civil society and interest groups, Nigerians in diaspora and professional bodies to a two-day national public hearing on the proposed alteration to the provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 at the Africa Hall International Conference Center, Abuja. Date: Thursday 3rd to Friday 4th June 2021, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. If you wish to make presentations, please contact the committee clerk, Dr. Innocent Memory, 003-709-2 2195. Email scrc8nas@gmail.com or at office number 3.8 White House National Assembly Complex for scheduling. Signed, Senator Ovio Moagege, Deputy President, Senate, and Chairman Senate Committee on the Review of the Constitution. To see copies of the bills, visit www.placng.org. Supported by the European Union and Policy and Legal Advocacy Center, PLAC.
The Majority Leader, House of Representatives, Right Honorable Alhassan Ado Dogwa Sardona Rano, warmly felicitates with the Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, Ahmed Idris Wase, a patriotic, amiable, and detribalized lawmaker on the occasion of his 57th birthday. May Almighty Allah continue to grant you good health, wisdom, and foresight as you ably assist in piloting the affairs of the Green Chamber of the 9th National Assembly. Announcer Alhassan Ado Dogwa, House Leader.
He's falling sick so frequently, either fever or stomachache. I keep him away from junk food.
He also feeds me apples. She says an apple a day keeps...
If you want to keep germs away, then also wash your hands regularly with Dettol soap.
Meaning?
Germs and disease spread through the hand also. For this, use Dettol soap. Dettol protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Dettol soap is endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association. Be Dettol sure.
Here is a very tough guy who knocks out every opponent, but now he's been knocked down by malaria.
Amatem soft gel.
Amatem soft gel.
Amatem soft gel makes treating malaria easy.
Daddy, when I had malaria in school, they gave me Amatem soft gel. It's soft and easy to swallow.
Amatem soft gel is a game changer.
Is down only in round 1. Ayua, Amatem for soft gel, a good talk about malaria for body.
Available for adults and children. Say no to malaria. Yes to life.
The Honorable Minister, Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Godswill Akpabio, CON, invites the President General, Niger Delta Youth Leader Council, Comrade Terry Obie, and all the leaders of the ethnic nationalities of the Niger Delta region, including the Ijo Youth Council, IYC, to an urgent meeting affecting the Niger Delta region. Date: Friday, 4th June 2021. Time, 12 noon. Venue, Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs Conference Room. Attendance is essential as crucial issues affecting the Niger Delta region will be discussed. Dr. Babayo Ardo, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs. Announcer.
Thanks for staying with the NTA. Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed says President Muhammadu Buhari's administration and legacies will not be defined by the current security challenges facing the nation. Rather, it will be remembered for its robust infrastructure development. The minister stated this at a media briefing to showcase President Muhammadu Buhari's 6 years achievements. Anthony Forson reports.
In an introductory manner through a documentary which the Information and Culture Minister said will be serialized and broadcast on both traditional and social media platforms, is a shift in strategy as the administration marks a halfway into its second and final term.
Because of the sheer enormity of the achievements, the documentary will be aired in 3 parts and will run for several months.
The documentary, Lai Mohammed said, will be updated from time to time until the end of the administration's tenure, taking a look at infrastructure such as roads, rail, housing, power, aviation, agriculture, ports, bridges, health, fight against COVID-19, water resources, and the economy.
This list is by no means exhaustive. As you will see when the documentary hits the screen. It is the most comprehensive project yet to showcase the achievements of this administration. Never in the history of our country has any administration done so much with so little.
The minister again expressed dissatisfaction with those he described as naysayers who have deliberately decided not to see anything good in the present administration, noting that Nigeria is the only place they can call home. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Now, Nigerians who have been waiting for their data capture to renew or apply for fresh passports will still have to wait a little longer. Comptroller General of Immigration Mohammed Babandede, who announced the one-week extension from June the 1st to June 8, 2021, said it was to ensure the service clear backlog of previous applications. Victor Azu was at the media briefing in Abuja and now reports.
No doubt, security is one of the most discussed issues in Nigeria these days, but so is availability of passport booklets. The Minister of Interior on May 17th mandated the Nigeria Immigration Service to halt issuance of new passports to clear the backlog ahead of a new passport regime to kick off on June the 1st. That date has now been extended by 1 week.
The directive is that there will be a violation of COVID-19 if we invite people who are collecting and then who are capturing. So next week, Tuesday, we shall open for fresh application.
The immigration boss is now appealing to Nigerians to collect their passports while promising that the service will explore secure options of posting passports in the future.
And we are going to publish, put the names only without your passport number on our website, so that if you are in doubt, you can check our website today.
The Comptroller General also seized the opportunity to introduce the service's new Public Relations Officer, Amos Opo, an Assistant Comptroller. He takes over from Sunday James, who will now head the airport operations. In Abuja, Victor Azu, NTA News.
Normalcy is gradually returning to Tegina following the abduction of 136 children at the Saliu Tanko Islamia School in the area, while the proprietor of the school and some other affected parents appealed for the quick release of the underage children. Mukhtar Abubakar gathered that the ages of the abducted children are between 5 and 15.
Normalcy is said to be gradually returning to Tegina town, with business activities picking up.
3 of my wards were among the abducted children, but 1 returned. We are calling on the government to help rescue them. 8 of my children are among the abducted children, were in a state of sorrow. My wife fell sick. The entire family could not eat nor sleep.
One of the teachers called. She informed that the children have not eaten since yesterday. We are appealing to the police. These children to us, please. These children are too young to face this kind of hardship they are facing.
He also said 2 females and 1 male teachers were among the 136 persons abducted from the school by bandits from Tegina in Rafi local government area. Mukhtar Abubakar, NTA News.
The management of the National Examination Council has confirmed the death of its registrar and chief executive, Professor Godswill Obioma. Director Human Resource Management Mustafa Abdul, who confirmed the death in an exclusive interview with NTA News, said medical reports indicate that the late registrar, chief executive of NECO, died a natural death on Monday evening at his residence in Minna, Niger State. Musa Mikhail has an update.
The mood at the National Examination Council's headquarters in Minna was pensive as mass was flown half following the sudden death of its registrar and chief executive, Professor Godswill Obioma, who reportedly died on Monday evening.
Early this morning, the family reached out to us to inform us that he is late. Though he has been complaining that he has not been feeling too well lately, the families claim that it's possible that the heart might have failed from the findings at the National Hospital, as they were informed by the doctor that actually, confirmed his death to them.
Similarly, the Niger State Police Command has refuted rumor that the late professor was assassinated.
This story is untrue. It is false in its entirety. It is important to state that the family of the registrar has formally announced that he passed on after a brief illness.
The NECO community said the late professor will be missed for his doggedness and commitment to duty. In Minna, Musa Mikhail, NTA News.
Normalcy has returned to Enugu after yesterday's sit-at-home, observed to remember those who lost their lives in the southeast during the civil war. James Okbara Ekocha captured activities in the coal city.
All parts of Enugu visited, especially the metropolis, shows that life has fully returned to the coal city. Yesterday, the entire city was deserted as people remained in their homes in memory of their dead who lost their lives during the Nigerian Civil War. Even the House of Representatives public hearing on the amendment of the 1999 Constitution as amended is holding in Enugu. The residents are praying that the security situation in the southeast returns to normal as they lament the loss of lives and destruction of public institutions, especially the police and INEC. From Enugu, James Oparekocha, NTA News.
And the Imo State Police Command has described as false social media reports on the burning of 2 police stations in Imo State. A statement signed by the Police Public Relations Officer Bala Elkana, the command confirmed that some hoodlums in their numbers launched an attack on the police division Isu local government area on Monday, May 31, 2021, but was repelled by the policemen on duty. He says the attackers stormed the station in 3 Sienna buses, 1 Avalon saloon car and about 8 motorcycles, but were engaged in a gun battle. The statement also indicates that a similar attempt was made by some hoodlums to attack Umuma Police Division, but was equally repelled by the policemen on duty. No life was, however, lost in the 2 attacks, and there was no casualty on the side of the police. Police in Zamfara State have paraded 15 suspected hoodlums arrested in connection with the Monday violent protest by some irate youth in Kauran Namoda local government area of the state. The State Commissioner of Police, Husseini Rabiu, who paraded the suspects, says normalcy has been restored to the affected communities.
The Monday protest by some youths from Korea Madaru and Maguru districts and Kauran Namoda local government area of Zamfara State was purportedly staged in response to the rising insecurity in the area. The protest, which turned violent, brought transportation on the ever-busy Gusau Kauran Namoda highway to a standstill for several hours. At the area, youths armed with dangerous weapons.
Apologize for the breaking of some parts in that report. Let's just move on now. Governor Bello Muhammad of Zamfara State has approved the immediate suspension of the Emir of Dan Sadao in Maru local government area of the state, Alhaji Husseini Umar. The governor further approves that the district head of Dan Sadao, Alhaji Nasiru Muhammad Sarkin Kudu, will oversee the affairs of the emirate. Similarly, the district head of Nasarawa may lie in Brenin Magaji local government area of the state, Alhaji Bello Wakala, has been suspended from office. His suspension is also with immediate effect. The governor consequently approves the constitution of a high-powered committee under the leadership of retired DIG Maman Ibrahim Safi to investigate the activities of the 2 suspended traditional rulers. He asks that security agencies should effectively implement the presidential order to shoot any bandit, person or group seen unlawfully carrying guns across the state. The governor has similarly dissolved the State Executive Council with immediate effect. The secretary to the state government of the chief of staff and the deputy chief of staff to the governor are also relieved of their respective appointments. Chairmen and members of the state commissions and boards of various agencies are also dissolved. In a statement signed by Special Advisor to the Governor on Public Enlightenment, Media and Communication, Zailani Bafa, the dissolution does not affect commissions provided for by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Nigerian Television Authority (NTA), in line with its mandate with We'll continue to support any course targeted at promoting ethics and values, peace and national unity. Director General of NTA Yakubu Ibn Muhammad resounded this commitment when he received the management of the National Coalition, who was on an advocacy visit to his office in Abuja. Charles Alpha reports.
Dialogue, an increasingly popular tool for conflict resolution, remains key to national survival, and the desire of every well-meaning Nigerian at a time all kinds of agitations and kidnapping constitute threats to national unity. The National Coalition, in its quest for peace building and a prosperous society, is seeking synergy with NTA with focus on national re-engineering and integration.
Thus, this project was significantly designed and proposed to assist the federal government in addressing religious and ethnic, socioeconomic and political differences in the country.
One of NTA's core responsibilities is promoting an indivisible Nigeria through its programs and news and current affairs. The Executive Director Marketing, Malam Abdulhamid Dembos, who received the group on behalf of the DG, Yakubu Ibn Muhammad, believes Nigerian problems require homemade solutions, and all hands must be on deck to make it a reality.
As a medium owned by the government and by extension Nigerians, we welcome ideas such as this, and we'll try as much as possible to give you all the support that is necessary for you to succeed.
The group plans to use music as one of the key instruments for the propagation of peace. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
A new executive management board has been inaugurated to revitalize and reposition the affairs of the Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund to achieve its mandate. Tasking the new executive management, Minister of Labour and Employment Chris Ngige cautions the new helmsman not to indulge in the same infractions that led to the termination of appointments of past management. The focus of the new board is to ensure that the provision of Employees Compensation Act is carried out to the letter for every employer benefit when the need arises.
Mr. President had also approved the total overhaul of the Department of Procurement of the fund. And in this overhaul, all staff who have been there since 2017 are to visit. And those of them who have been indicted in the panel's report will receive appropriate punishment as recommended.
Executive management led by Dr. Michael Akabogu has a period of 4 years. JAM has announced a 2-week extension of the registration period of 2021 UTME from Saturday 15th to Saturday 29th May 2021. Though the grace period is over, but JAM is making some reconsiderations. Let's get more on these from Ruth Agwele.
At the close of the 2 weeks extension period, a total of 1,383,420 candidates procured the PIN for registration, while 1,375,694 completed their registration. Despite this, there were still complaints of inability to register due to lateness or non-delivery of NIN verification code, inability to obtain NIN, mismatch or wrong names originally submitted to NIMC, among others. While very few of such excuses have been found to be genuine, a large number is traceable to fraudsters who are hell-bent in subverting the system and bypassing the well-thought-out decision of the federal government to make NIN a requirement for JAM registration. Due to time constraints within the window available to JAM on the annual national examinations timetable, further extension of the registration period is not feasible. Nevertheless, the board is desirous of availing every prospective candidate the opportunity to still participate in the 2021 registration exercise. Consequently, all prospective candidates with genuine proofs of failed efforts to register before the closing date are to between Monday 31st May and 15th June 2021 to visit any of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board offices to obtain at no cost and complete a form which, is being made available to candidates with genuine reasons for missing the registration. Submit a certified bank draft of 4,000 naira only in favor of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board. There is no registration for 2021 UTME and direct entry without a properly obtained NIN. Anyone who submits another application after having successfully registered during the earlier registration period will have the 2 attempts disqualified. JAM does not tolerate the involvement of any third party or group in the registration process.
Ruth Aguala reporting there. Now let's get more reports from my colleague in Lagos, Hingunu John Adams. Hingunu.
Thank you, Joseph. A roadmap towards the validation of the draft Independent National Electoral Commission INEC 2022 to 2026 strategic plan and strategic program of action will soon be implemented ahead of the 2023 general elections. The chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, in his message to the 2021 national retreat, said the action plan is to address challenges in the electoral process in Nigeria. Diana Ajali reports.
Coming on the heels of spate of arson and vandalization of INEC facilities and properties across the country, Chairman of INEC, Mahmoud Yakubu, says the commission is more than ever determined to ensure that it delivers on its mandate to conduct free and fair elections in the country. He, however, challenged participants at the retreat to be thorough in its recommendation, noting that the retreat will have positive impact on the electoral system.
The need to monitor the process of the implementation will be very crucial after the validation, because there are many milestones to be met before the 2023 polls.
This will be a great democratic rendezvous for huge masses of citizens, especially the youth, who will have the opportunity to get their ticket to the poll and prepare themselves to be actors of change.
The effort of the Commission must be lauded for subjecting the draft to contributions and buy-in at both the state and zonal levels.
At the end of this retreat, we should be able to come up with a final document for ratification by the Commission.
The 2022 to 2026 plan and program were developed following a comprehensive review of the 2017 to 2021 strategic plan at both state and zonal levels of INEC. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
Talking infrastructure now, the House Committee on Works is assuring prompt funding and timely completion of all federal government's infrastructural interventions in Lagos State, considering the special status of the metropolis to economic growth. Michael Olale reports that the committee members commenced their oversight with a visit to Eko Bridge, which is due for closure a few days from now.
The third mainland bridge is indispensable for quick navigation to the island, but Eko Bridge plays complementary role. This explains the urgency to fix the shifted deck and cracked bearings when the integrity of the bridge was questioned early last year. The first phase has been done and dusted, but come June 4, Eko Bridge will be closed again for the second phase of repairs. The House Committee on Works is worried about the likely implications that might arise as a result of the repairs and wants the actual contractual period to be within 4 weeks.
Before 4 weeks, we'll come back here and make sure that that 4 weeks is realistic. And we ask him the issue of compromise of the standard, it will not be entertained, it will not be accepted. In fact, the contractor, made a commitment that bridge will last for the minimum of 25 years.
The committee members who were also at the Marine Bridge to assess the replaced expansion joints explained that the pivotal role of Lagos to trade and investment in Africa placed a huge responsibility on them to ensure that projects executed meet specifications. Other projects inspected include the Apapa-Oshodi-Oworoshoki Expressway and the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway.
The delivery days, as we have given you, are still sacrosanct. Apapa-Oshodi, by the grace of God, we are completing it this year. Lagos-Ibadan is going to be completed by 2022.
The inspection tour is part of the committee's oversight function to the Southwest at ensuring that monies budgeted are adequately utilized. In Lagos, Michael Olale, NT News.
It's now time for a break. We have more reports for you after that.
Hello, madam. Would you like to join us on this mission?
Yes, but how?
Just one question for you. How do you keep your toilet clean?
I use regular detergent and bleach for washing and removing yellow stains. I have been using it for years.
Oh, madam, the regular detergents and bleach are used for washing clothes. To disinfect your toilet properly, you need Harpic 10X. It is specially made for germs and stains remover. Harpic sticker formula settles on stains and gives 10 times better cleaning compared to regular detergent and bleach.
Wow!
At the first sign of pain, you need a solution that you can trust. Try Panadol Caplets. With Panadol's Optizorb formula, the tablet absorbs quickly and starts providing fast and effective pain relief you can trust. Try Panadol Caplets.
10. Fun is 10. Smart is 10. Elegance is 10. Fast is 10. My experience is 10. Redmi Note 10 Pro. Challenge the boundaries. Get the Redmi Note 10 Pro, built with a 108 megapixel camera, 120 Hz AMOLED display, and Qualcomm Snapdragon 732G, as well as 33 watts fast charge. Redmi Note 10 Pro, powered by Xiaomi.
Hello, madam. Would you like to join us on this mission?
Yes, but how?
Just one question for you. How do you keep your toilet clean?
I use regular detergent and bleach for washing and removing yellow stains. I have been using it for years.
Oh, madam, the regular detergents and bleach are used for washing clothes. To disinfect your toilet properly, you need Harpic 10X. It is specially made for germs and stains remover. Harpic sticker formula settles on stains and gives 10 times better cleaning compared to regular detergent and bleach.
Wow!
Working out can be exhausting, but I know just what to reach for when my team needs replenishment. I just want to relax and enjoy myself at home. That means it's me, my favorite movie, and my favorite yogurt. Hollandia yogurt comes in 2 variants, plain sweetened and strawberry. Wholesome nourishment from your favorite brand.
You can get more news and updates on www.nta.ng or follow us on our Twitter handle at NTA News Now. You can also like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/NTA Network News, and also stay connected and subscribe to our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/NTA News Online. Also remember to watch our news live streaming at www.nta.ng/live.
The news continues here. Let's head straight to talking business, and here is Benny Adams.
Thank you, Joseph, and welcome to the business side of life. I will start by telling you that the 17th OPEC and non-OPEC ministerial meeting has commended the ongoing increase in global oil demand as oil sold above $71 per barrel for the very first time in more than 2 years. The meeting acknowledged the positive performance of participating countries in the Declaration of Cooperation, which reflects overall conformity to the production adjustments of 114 in April.
2021 to an average of around 96.5 million barrels a day, with the strongest momentum expected in the second half of the year.
The increase in crude oil price is not likely to reflect on the pump price in Nigeria, as the Minister of State Petroleum has promised there will be no increase in pump price of PMS in the month of June. Meanwhile, the inaugural high-level meeting of the OPEC Africa Energy Dialogue is scheduled to hold Wednesday, 2nd June 2021 via video conference. The new dialogue series is set to serve as a platform to strengthen cooperation between OPEC and Africa's energy industry stakeholders through fruitful discussions and help in exchanging knowledge and information. Moving on to the capital market, investors lose 12.26 billion naira as NGX All-Share Index dips marginally by 0.06% amid positive market turnover. Equities closed at 38,414.37 basis points as against 0.47% appreciation recorded previously. Market breadth closed positive as Morrison led 18 gainers as against 17 losers, topped by Champion, while market turnover closed positive. UBCAP, Unity Cap, and Etana were the most active to boost market turnover, just as Zenith Bank and Seplat topped market value list. Well, that is business news. Joseph?
Benny, thank you very much indeed. Let's just stay with business because Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, says it will continue to dedicate resources to achieve the mandate of cotton, textile and garment intervention in the country. The CBN governor said this in a message delivered by the Deputy Corporate Service Directorate and Edward Adamu at a meeting with industry players in Abuja. Musa Abubakar reports.
This is a reflection that the intervention in the cotton, textile and garment value chain by the CBN is so far yielding the desired results. With 44 billion naira invested in 19 ginneries, 4 textile companies and 200,000 cotton farmers amongst other areas, efforts to resuscitate the sector is said to be gradually on course. This meeting has been reconvened by the CBN to deliberate on current state of the industry and chart a way forward as government accelerates efforts to diversify the economy.
2021 wet season plans are currently underway with the involvement of ginneries to integrate backwards by cultivating an average of 53,000 hectares with an estimated output of over 100,000 metric tons at 2 metric tons per hectare. We are also working with existing prime anchors for more than 10,000 hectares of land with an estimated output of over 20,000 metric tons.
We must synergize, we must come together, we must create an ecosystem and agree that we're in an ecosystem.
We want everybody to be like myself, and we are made in Nigeria. Here, this is 10 yards. Everybody's wearing this. It will bring a lot for us. It will bring the needed jobs. It will make our companies to open.
Major players in the industry identify smuggling, high exchange rate, and tax among factors that need to be addressed to restore past glory and create wealth for the country. In Abuja, I am Musa Abubakar, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari sends warm felicitations to Senator Ayim Chukwude on his 70th birthday, joining family and friends to celebrate with the veteran journalist whose antecedents in public and private sectors will continue to inspire many, particularly the youth. The president congratulates Senator Ude on standing for welfare of the people, starting out as a journalist, both in print and broadcast media, and steadily rising to leadership positions in many media houses before delving into politics and winning elections as a lawmaker. Similarly, the president also congratulates Mustafa Isa, the president of the Nigerian Guild of Editors, who won a second term in office in the just concluded convention of the Guild in Kano. President Buhari calls on the newly elected executive to join his administration in the efforts to rid the country of fake news and to avoid negativism, advising the media to abstain from content that is against the maintenance of law and order and the sustenance of national security. Let's quickly bring you sports now with Bade.
Many thanks, Joseph. Enyimba International and Lobby Stars will get the opportunity to increase their points tally in the Nigeria Professional Football League on Wednesday when both teams clash in a rescheduled encounter in Aba. Enyimba are 7th on the log with 35 points from 20 games, while Lobby Stars are 8th with 34 points from 23 games. Kickoff is 4 in the evening. And to Europe, Carlo Ancelotti says he has been handed an unexpected opportunity after being appointed Real Madrid manager for the second time, with the Italian leaving his post at Everton with immediate effect. The 61-year-old, who managed Real Madrid 2 years between 2013 and 2015, leaves Goodison Park just 18 months after being appointed. He succeeds Zinedine Zidane at Real, and the move leaves Everton searching for a sixth permanent manager in 5 years. To tennis now, Rafael Nadal's bid for a 14th title at the French Open is still very much on track after the third seed began his campaign at Roland Garros with a straight-set win against Australia's Alexei Popyrin. The 34-year-old, who is also chasing a 24th Grand Slam singles title, won 6-3, 6-2, 7-6. Meanwhile, the 4 Grand Slams say they are ready to create meaningful improvements in supporting players in the wake of Naomi Osaka's withdrawal from the French Open. Osaka, who says she has been battling depression, was threatened with expulsion for not talking to the media before she decided to pull out. The quartet of the Australian Open, French Open, Wimbledon and US Open have now jointly offered to support and assist the 23-year-old. And our sports is back to Joseph.
Thank you, Bade. And that's the news for tonight. Thank you very much indeed for your company. I'm Joseph Johnson. Do remember to always connect with the NTA to stand against rape and rapists. Bye-bye.